Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel here. This time we are looking at the off season here for season 1 for our Bills franchise. And the first thing we need to cover is the retirements. A lot of Hall of Fame caliber retirements here. Emmitt Smith, Bruce Smith, Jerry Rice, Rod Woodson, Rich Gannon. I don't think Enos Williams retired yet either, so that's pretty good for the Rams. You have a lot of just great guys: Ricky Prohl, Doug Flutie, a lot of guys that were just kind of namestays in the early, in the early 2000s. Well, most likely in the late 80s and the 90s. Like, these are the guys that from the back of your head. So a lot of tough guys that are leaving. Desmond Howard retired, but he got a ring with the I believe the Packers back in '96. Yeah, he returned it for a touchdown. But yeah, a lot of great guys here leaving this season. And as you probably saw at the beginning of the video, Larry Sanders is gone, and I was very, very disappointed. So we're gonna have to look for a fullback for next season. And as you saw there, Doug Peterson retired and everything. So it's going to be a very interesting free agency here. Let's see what happens up next. So in this game, they have the scouting first before free agency. I believe they changed that in Madden 04, but it is really weird to try to scout for players when you don't even know who's up for free agency. So we scouted for a few guys. Obviously, I'm looking for linebackers. I'm looking for probably a nice little backup quarterback. That's probably why you see Seneca Wallace up there. But we're looking for safeties, corners maybe, and a fullback, most likely a receiving fullback, so we can formally or really just replace Larry Sanders. We signed Kendrick Office to a deal here. We get Ostrowski with a deal with the right guard position. I believe he's a backup. And then, of course, we signed Matt Hollis because I believe that he is going to be our kicker for the rest of the series here. We signed Richie Anderson. We get Kevin Hardy a deal here. And he was the highest overall guy in this free agency. So signing him was great. We only signed him for about $150 for 3 years. We did sign Ryan Leaf, but we did parlay him for, I believe, a linebacker, but you'll see that at the end here. Amani Toomer, he goes with the Falcons here, and the Falcons go wide receiver heavy here. So we go into the draft here. We got Anthony Floyd here with the first pick. And then, as you see here in the first round, I'm going to go through the first round here. Brian Leftwich goes to Arizona, even though Matt Hasselbeck just got signed to Arizona. This is what I'm talking about. Cliff Kingsbury goes to Baltimore. Charles Rogers, if you know that story with him, he got picked first overall to the Atlanta Falcons in his uniforms. And I believe he got picked third or fourth overall to the Lions. And if you know his story, rest in peace to him. He had collarbone issues, and then of course he had to self-medicate with marijuana, which got him suspended, and then he got sued by the Lions. It was a whole thing, and unfortunately he did pass away. But it's nice to see him get his dues here, at least in this game, being the #1 overall pick. We did sign Anquan Bolden, like I said before. Good steal from us. We got some linemen for backup use, and then we got a punter. We got Asad Abdul Khalik as our backup quarterback, and I just wanted a little bit of a scrambler on our team. And then I saw Mewelde Moore. He was still a free agent. They did not sign him. Whatever team that drafted him did not sign him. So obviously we needed a backup running back. And plus he has a little bit more speed than Travis Henry, so he's going to be a great addition to the backfield as well. And then we get a nice trade here. We parlay some of the quarterbacks that we had as our backup, and then we got a second round pick to Cleveland for Dwayne Rudd. He's an 81 overall outside linebacker, so he's going to pair well with London Fletcher, and I can't wait to see what that front seven defense does, especially with the youngsters that we have in that D tackle position, like Aaron Schobel, and I believe one of our draft picks here, Walters. So it's going to be really good here going into that. And going into the preseason here, I played a couple games to see how the sliders would go, and we did pretty well. Like, we got a win against the Giants, the Cowboys, the Falcons, just to see how their first round picks are gonna go. And we still lost to the new look Raiders with Eli Manning in them. Yes, they did pick up Eli Manning in the second round, and he's pretty decent. I think he got jumped up to a 70 overall after the preseason. But we're going to take a look at our overall jumps here in the progression here, as Asad Abdul-Khalid goes up from a 59 to a 65. So a huge jump there. Mewelde Moore goes up from a 70 to a 73, which is huge. Henry goes up from an 85 to an 86, which is huge. Stinchcomb goes down to overall, so I don't believe he's going to be starting at left tackle. Nate Clements, though, he goes up from an 87 to an 89 overall, almost borderline getting that elite corner mark, but he's going to do extremely well. I hope to see more than 4 interceptions this year, but if he does average around that, that's a successful season to me. So finally, we're going to take a look at the schedule, and the weirdest part about the schedule is that we have the NFC North and the AFC West again. So that is super weird. I know how the schedule, how NFL scheduling works, but this was like the first year that they had 32 teams, or at least the first game or the second game, but the first game where they had actual like 32 teams ready to go with all their rosters intact. So I don't know if EA didn't know how the scheduling worked, but this is not it. We got the same divisions again, starting with the Vikings, then the Dolphins, Steelers, Broncos. Then we take on the Raiders. We got the Lions again, the Patriots, the Chargers, the Jets. And then we got the Bears, the Patriots again, the Dolphins again at the end of the season. And then we end off our season with the Packers, who beat us last season, but they didn't even make it to the playoffs. So hopefully you guys are ready for season 2, because I am ready for season 2. It's going to be a doozy, and hopefully we can get to the Super Bowl this year. Give it a like, favorite, and subscribe to keep up with the series, and I'll see you guys in the next one.